And we begin with President Trump's nearly 80-minute news conference today. He unleashed on the leaks, on the intelligence community, and on the press. The president blasting reports that his administration is in chaos, calling it, in his words, a fine-tuned machine, saying he doesn't think there has been any president who has done as much as they have in 28 days. He was pressed about reports that his aides were in contact with the Russians before the election, and he was asked about his fired national security advisor. The president defending him and his actions, instead blaming the leaks from the intelligence community and vowing they'll pay for it. ABC's chief White House correspondent Jonathan Karl leading us off.
Chaos? What chaos? President Trump summoned the news media to the East Room of the White House today to declare his presidency off to an historically great start.
I turn on the TV, open the newspapers, and I see stories of chaos. Chaos. Yet it is the exact opposite. This administration is running like a fine-tuned machine.
As evidence, he pointed to the soaring stock market, his executive orders cutting regulations, and the smooth rollout of his Supreme Court nominee.
I don't think there's ever been a president elected who in this short period of time has done what we've done.
He said he inherited a mess, but in just 28 days of the Trump presidency, there's been a year's worth of tumult and drama. The firing of his national security advisor, his travel ban struck down by the courts, his labor secretary nominee withdrawn under a cloud. Today, the president blamed most of it on the press.
We have to talk about it to find out what's going on, because the press honestly is out of control. The level of dishonesty is out of control.
As for the growing controversy surrounding his former national security advisor and reports of his campaign advisor's contacts with the Russians, Trump dismissed it all as fake news.
I just want to get you to clarify, because it's a very important point. Can you say definitively that nobody on your campaign had any contacts with the Russians during the campaign? And on the leaks, is it fake news or are these real leaks?
Well, the leaks are real. You're the one that wrote about them and reported them. I mean, the leaks are real. You know what they said. You saw it. And the leaks are absolutely real. The news is fake because so much of the news is fake.
But was his campaign in contact with the Russians?
The first part of my question, the contacts, can you definitively say that nobody...
Well, I had nothing to do with it. I have nothing to do with Russia. I told you. I have no deals there. I have no anything.
Later, AP's Julie Pace pressed again. Was anybody on his campaign talking to the Russians?
No, nobody that I know of. Nobody.
So you're not aware of any contacts during the course of the election?
How many times do I have to answer this question?
Can you just say
Russia
yes or no
is
on
a
it?
ruse. Yeah, I know you have to get up and ask a question so important. Russia is a ruse. I have nothing to do with Russia. Haven't made a phone call to Russia in years.
Once again today, President Trump touted his surprising win in November, making a remarkable claim about the electoral vote.
We got 306 because people came out and voted like they've never seen before. So that's the way it goes. I guess it was the biggest electoral college win since Ronald Reagan.
The problem? That's not even close to being true. In fact, President Obama, President Clinton, and President George H.W. Bush all won with more electoral votes than President Trump. As another reporter pointed out, Trump's numbers were wrong.
I don't know. I was given that information. I've seen that information around. But it was a very substantial victory. Do you agree with that?
You're the president.
Okay, thank you. That's a good answer. Yes.
John Karl with us live at the White House tonight. And John, this press conference initially was going to be about the president's new nominee for Labor Secretary, Alexander Acosta. But the president spent less than a minute making that announcement and then moved on. John, you were in the room. It became very clear today that he had other things on his mind he wanted to get off his chest.
17 different reporters asking questions. This was only his second full-blown solo press conference since July, David. He has spent a lot of time avoiding tough questions in his limited interactions with the press. He's been calling on friendly conservative outlets, but he seemed to relish in this, especially taking on the hard questions. And I'll tell you, afterwards, I'm told by his senior staff he was energized, and they tell me he'll do more of these.
We heard him say it today. He was enjoying it. John Karl leading us off. John, thank you.